Once you adjust your perspective to a universal view, you become a part of the fulfillment of the whole, which is God in uniqueness of you, with the power from within to create all that promotes the universal principles of righteousness. Each sign of the zodiac represents a principle of righteousness. And you have all the signs in you. Those are energies within you, okay? What you're talking about when you say, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Capricorn, you're talking about your sun sign, okay? Your sun sign. That's your focus in life. What did I come into this life to focus on? We all, when we were on at a higher consciousness, we chose this life. We decided, I can accomplish this mission. I can accomplish this person. So we designed our own chart. In other words, when the energies were right for you to walk the path of the mission you chose, that's when you came into this life to demonstrate that path, you see. So what it is that, so each sign of the zodiac will, it plays a part. It's an energy makeup of you, okay? The sun represents your focus. Then we look at the your moon. How am I emotionally? You have a moon sign. How do I feel about things? You have a rising sign. What are my actions? What do I do? You have a Mercury sign. How do I think? Where was Mercury sitting? What constellation? What energy was Mercury sending out? That tells you how you think. You have your Venus. How do I love? You have your Mars. How do I fight? What is my aggression? And that's what we're in right now. We're in the Aries energy, which is ruled by the planet Mars, and that's why you're seeing the cop killings, the shootings, anything that deals with the fire, because we're also talking elements now. And Aries is a fire sign, which means you're going to see the fire energy take a prominence right now. So anything associated with fire is applied to that Aries energy we're in right now, the warrior energy, or the energy of new beginnings. And each sign of the zodiac is represented on this chart. And this chart is representative of each individual, okay? Now, it's like each energy is going to rule one of these sections, see? And where it shows up for you is going to be totally unique and different as to how it shows up for anyone else. But what you're used to dealing with is your sun sign. That's only where your sun is demonstrating its energy. But we have, for the Aries, we'll start with Aries. That's the first sign. It indicates the spiritual warrior. In other words, we're ready to stand up and fight, for what is right, for righteousness. We go to Taurus, the second sign of the zodiac. We're talking values, you see. And each sign has a planet that represents it. Each sign, and they also have a house that represents it. So when we look at the first house, that's normally where Aries would be, and the energy of Mars, what we're looking at is our personal actions. Aries represents the spiritual warrior. The Taurus represents what you value in life, you see, our values. Gemini is going to represent understanding. These are all the principles of righteousness that I'm talking about, that you have to demonstrate in order to be whole and full. The Cancer represents your families, your heritage, your nurturing energy. Your Leo represents your creativity, your children, your pleasure. This is the ruling energy. This is the identifier. They talk about Leo as being the sign of the ego. This is the identifier of us as the royal rulers, the children of the universal forces, you see, the royal rulers, because Leo represents children, it represents creativity, it represents the rulers, you see. You put all those together to understand that. The Virgo energy is the healer, the purger, the purifier. Let's cleanse. Then the Libra is the partnership in marriage, or justice, balance, equality. Scorpio represents bonding. Sagittarius, spiritual wisdom. Capricorn, sacrifice, humbleness. Aquarius is the humanitarian. And Pisces is the compassionate one. Okay? Now, if you leave one of these principles principles out, you're aberrant. You're an aberrant entity. You're not whole, you're not full, and you're not sacred. And the only way to access the spiritual is to be full and whole and sacred. And that's why you can understand why the earth is going through this tear down, this degradation, because now it's going against the grain of the dominant force of the universe. The universe is about sacredness, it's about righteousness, it's about being whole and full and using all of these. You know, the powers that be, they are not practicing the Libra, justice. They're not practicing values. They're not practicing humbleness. And if you're leaving out one, just one, you're not whole. You're not full. You don't make the cut. You don't ascend to the higher level, you see. So this is what we have to do. We have to reverse from the physical and start dealing in these spiritual principles in order to become full and whole and sacred, in order to, to contribute to Mother Earth taking her place among the the royal family. See, so once we arm ourselves with the tools necessary to tune into your spiritual self or your higher self, who will define these principles for you in your own way personally, you have to trust in the Spirit, for it will take you where you need to go. All you need to do is, at this time, is to get with the spiritual flow. Learn how to stop resisting your powers. You do have them, just as our ancestors did. The more physical we became, the more we lost these wonderful gifts. Don't forget that everything works on the principle of duality, from opposite perspectives, as above, so below, subjective as well as objective. Anything that's a physical existence has a spiritual one also, and we need to be able to see things in both light for the full meaning. I just want to make sure that you understand that we have to bring all those energies out of us, okay? We have to, you got all these energies showing up somewhere within you, okay? And you can access any of those energies by tapping into the area, which is identified, as you get your chart done, you can identify where those energies show up and how they show up for you. And then you'll understand how to use those energies and those powers, for your empowerment. What I'm trying to give you is a message of empowerment here, okay? Everyone is crying about money right now, Don't take it personally. It's an overall thing, because the more spiritual you become, the less material you're going to be, because they are opposites. One has to give way to the other. They cannot occupy the same space at the same time. It's up to you as to where you want to put that energy, you see. But if you cast it toward the physical side, you're putting it on a sinking ship, because that ship is definitely going down. I asked people, I said, why do you think at that Olympic ceremony, at that bombing, only one black woman got killed? Why do you think? Because now we have to start looking at things from a universal perspective, a spiritual perspective, and look at it from that perspective, and tell me why you think only one black woman would have been killed during that Olympic bombing. It was a warning. This is not your party. Get out of Dodge. This ship is going down. And if you hung up in it, you're going to go down with it. Okay? And that's the same thing overall. If we want to cast our chips toward the material, that material world is coming down. You're seeing the stock market. You're seeing, all this stuff. And that's our energy. When I talked about that pot of righteous indignation, every time one of us gets indignant about something, about our oppression, we're causing these weather phenomena, because the earth is really our mother, you see. So that's our energy contributing to, what is happening, see. So that is when we're seeing the weather, when we're seeing, you hear something horrendous happening in Texas, next thing you know, there's a tornado going there, hitting there. Why do you think, that is happening? It's because enough of us has gotten indignant about it to where the energies have taken our command, to do something about the situation. But it's a subconscious thing, you guys. The subconscious thing is something that has to be ingrained. something that you have to feel, And so, we have to understand that we are a part of that royal family that is directing whatever happens energy-wise or spiritually-wise, not only for ourselves, not only on this earth, but a universal thing. This is a whole new thing that is going on right now in the universe, by what we are demonstrating at this present time. We are definitely moving into a new age. We're moving into a new age where that's the reason why this reversal had to occur, because the Aquarian age that we're moving into is the energy of evolution, okay? And so it is time for us to evolve. It is time for us, to step up and claim our rulership, okay? We have to do that. No one can do it but us because we have the melanin, you see? And the only way that these powers can be used by other people is through our ignorance as we participate, Come on, Tony Braxton, perform at our Super Bowl ritual, In other words, activate these powers for us, But don't do it for yourself, That's bad, okay? They are taking over our stuff. We have to reclaim it. That's what time it is. That's what this here is signaling, So, let me see. Where am I at right here? Melatonin Miracle. Okay, this book here. I got this. I used to work for a mental health counseling corporation. And I got this book. It's called The Melatonin